How y'all doing? Bienvenidos a mi canal. Welcome back. Okay. Happy Sunday in my world. Happy whenever you'll see this in your world. If you know me, if you recognize me, thank you so much for coming back to see a girl. I appreciate it. If you do not recognize this face right here, my name is Latrice. Nice to meet you. And this right here is Faith by Latrice, where faith is the muscle we exercise down here. Now let's get on into it. No dilly-dallying, okay? Mira, escúchame. All right, boom. So today, Pastor Darius Daniels, what's up, PD? Of Change Church in New Jersey, sorry. New Jersey, that was my printer. New Jersey and Atlanta. I believe this is the final message in the For the Streets sermon series. I'm sorry. Let me catch up because excitement, a little bit tired, whatever. All right. Woo. So this right here is about to come out of Luke 10:33 to 35, right? It's the story of the Good Samaritan, right? I'm sure we've all heard that term before, but some of us, like myself, for a long time, I didn't know what that was. So this is what he said. And I'm going to get into the scripture. Ooh. He said, the person you're going to be the most anointed to help is the person you used to be. Ooh. All right. The second thing is you're called to be what you never had. Now, boom. Let me just read the story, these few verses real quick, and I'm going to let y'all know what it is, and we're going to get into it, right? So let me give you backstory. Boom. So basically, people were always trying to trip up Jesus. They was always trying to get him caught up in a lie or whatever, make him seem like he wasn't the person he said he was. So somebody one time was like, how do I get to have eternal life, et cetera, et cetera. He was like, well, what does the law say? What does the Bible say? Why are you questioning me? He gave the answer, and the last part was like, and to love your neighbor, right? And Jesus was like, yeah, exactly. He was like, so who's your neighbor? So he like, you know what, instead of really, because you get on my nerve, instead of really ignoring you or telling you off, let me just tell you a story. So Jesus told the story of there was a man who was going from Jerusalem to Jericho. Follow me. He was walking, right, on his way going from Jerusalem to Jericho, right? So this man was a Jew. On his way there, he got stopped, beat up, and robbed, right? So these robbers beat him, they robbed him, they stripped him of his clothes, all of the things. So this man is left in the street, bloody, beaten, all of the things, right? Boom. So this man is left in the street. Jesus tells a story, and he says a priest walks by and sees the man beaten and bloody in the middle of the street. A priest now, huh? A religious person, huh? Christian, yeah. So the priest sees the man, walks to the other side of the street because he don't want to be bothered with that. Boom. He keep going, mind his business. A Levite comes, right? Another person who, of the community, huh? Sees the man in the middle of the street. Boom, walks to the other side of the street, right? He leaves. Let's get to the last one. The Samaritan. Verse 33, but a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was, and when he saw him, the man beaten up in the street, he had compassion. He had compassion. He went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring on oil and wine, then set him on his own animal, on his donkey, and brought him to an inn and took care of him. And the next day, he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper, saying, take care of him, and whatever more you spend, I will repay you when I come back. What? So the 2 people who are most likely to, or seem like they were most likely to help that man in the middle of the street, walked on the other side and ignored him, right? The Samaritan, who, if you understand the history of what is happening right now, there's a history between Samaritans and like Jewish people, right? Jewish people, where there's a, historically, it's hostile between those 2 communities, right? So on the outside looking in, the Samaritan was the least likely person that should have helped that man in the middle of the street, huh? Okay. Something PD said. He said, for the Samaritan sees someone who's hurt, right? And this someone he sees is someone who's a part of a people group that normally hurts him. He said, you're called to be what you never had. What did he say in this message? He said he probably saw, right? Because he's talking about streets. He's talking about for the streets. He's saying that the street, or in this case, when he's talking about for the streets, he's talking about society, right? The 7 sectors of society, right? So there's business, there's religion, there's family, there is arts and media, there is government, right? There's a couple more too. So he's saying in the street, when we go to our streets, right? Jesus, help me out. God places us in a certain street or a certain sector, right? If you're in government, if you're in business, whatever, right? And oftentimes we think we're there to get where we're going. Because the Samaritan was minding his own business, huh? He was on his own donkey, trucking along, trying to get where he was going. He didn't expect there to be some man beaten in the middle of the street, right? He said, oh my God. He says, sometimes God puts you on the street, not because of what you're going to do while you're there on that street, but who you're going to run into. Outside looking in, that seemed like an inconvenience. The Samaritan was on his way somewhere, minding his business. He had stuff he had to get done, right? It might have seemed like an inconvenience that he got stopped in the middle of the road and saw somebody that he needed to help, right? Practically, think about it. You're at your job. You're in your sector, right? You think you're there because you got a career you looking towards. You have a thing that you're going towards, right? And you think, this is the way I'm going to get there. But sometimes there's a divine intervention that God will bring somebody into your path while you're on this street so that you can help them, so that you can enlighten them, so that you can teach them, right? Let's go back to the first point. The person you're going to be the most anointed to help is the person you used to be. The person you may run into on this journey, you may see something about them that reminds them of yourself and realize, you know what, I have the ability or capacity to help them in my sector, in my capacity, in my job, in my position. I have that ability. Just do it. That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh. All right now. Si nadie te ha dicho hoy, huh? If nobody has told you today on this great here Sunday that I'm recording this, I love you. What? I love you. So this life be life. I'm gonna get what? We're gonna prosper regardless. Bye.